really interested to see who the 7 people are that are watching this stream at the minute on this most ridiculous thing. Tripod's Garage, of course, of course. Oh, absolutely, of course. Oh dear. So I was supposed to be doing a stream tonight, and it just hasn't happened. It's just one of those things. So it's not sponsored by PCBWay.com, but I figured it was kind of fun to maybe get it all involved, get everything going. And as it turns out, so tomorrow, probably now, I'm going to be doing a P1P to P1S upgrade. And I read the instructions today, and apparently you've got to print some pieces for the fan internal duct. So, and I haven't done that, and it's going to take about 6 hours to print one of those. And of course, the stream typically wouldn't be 6 hours. So, hey, Zachary, how's it going? So interestingly enough, this is a stream that's going to take place on a new setup here. Same camera, different software package. So I kind of figured that it's probably going to be worth me maybe doing a test stream. And I don't know how this looks. And maybe you can give me some feedback. We should have 1080p, but I'm only seeing 720, which is kind of weird. Let me just check that and see why that is. Bear with me for a moment. It's because, no, we've only got 720. Why have we only got 720? Okay, well, that sucks. Okay, well, I'll have to double check that. Hey, Matt, how's it going? So that's it, really. That was the setup. So I've got the machine here, and I'm going to need to print some stuff in probably PETG in order to make that work. So that was that. But it'd be interesting going ludicrous on the P1S, Tripod's Garage. It's clearer than when you are in your work. Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what is going to be the responsible element to that then. Let's just pop this out. Let's just make sure I'm using a different software package as well. I've ditched StreamYards. I've got this thing now that gives you these awesome QR codes. Look at that. Maybe it's time to upgrade. Amazing. See, I was nearly there. Oh, wow. And it also puts that up there. That's cool. Okay. Apparently someone scanned the QR code. It tells me that as well. Yeah, check this out, right? It's good, isn't it? So we've got that going on. And shall I leave that up? Shall I not leave it up? I think as well, we can maybe do something else with the QR code. How do we do this thing? That's fine there. Save that and get rid of that. And what does that do? Oh yeah, look at that. Yes, this is still expensive, but it kind of, look at all you people scanning my code. Just keep doing it. You should get something from my A1 that I posted as well. Hey man, thank you very much, James. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, to be fair with you, and not to be sort of too downhearted or anything like that about the whole thing, but it isn't a brilliant the best. It isn't the best commission, to be fair. Just to be completely honest with you, it's not staggering, and I would certainly advise people using my Creality share link over anything else, because that's what I get the best commission off. But of course, we're not. People are still scanning it. You guys are crazy. Let me push that button again. 16 people watching. So, what have we been doing? I actually got myself and printed myself this today, and this is a Vice, and it's got my name on it. There you go. Hopefully that's not back to front wherever you are. What time are you going to stream? I don't actually know, and I was very conscious, Zach, about other people streaming that I know, and I know you stream tomorrow, and I know that Nero streams tomorrow as well. So I'm just trying to get the it was backwards, was it? Okay, that's interesting. That was backwards, right? Okay. Wonder how I can. It's backwards on my screen, to be fair. So interesting. How am I liking the A1? Well, I printed this on the A1 today, and I printed. Drop that on the floor, brilliant. And I printed this as well, which is pretty cool. I like that. That is by PA Maker, And this is also by PA Maker. This was done on the Creality K1, incidentally. And this was done on the A1s. I use that as a plural because obviously there's a couple here, and I'm now also doing another one at the minute, which is the it has carriages and stuff at the back of it. So I thought that was going to be cool. I would like to stream all the time that everyone else is streaming. Yeah, I mean, it could be that's the way it happens. So we've got this kind of, so what I'm trying to do, shall I get rid of this bamboo thing a minute? I think everyone's had enough of affiliate links from Bamboo Lab for any moment of time. I'm on the cocktails tonight, incidentally. So yeah. So we've got the A1, we've got the A1 Mini, and we've got the P1P, and I've got this kind of extended desk part here, and I've got some camera equipment above here that hopefully when I do some streams over the next few days, few weeks, whatever I'm going to do, I've got the Prusa Mark IV or MK4 that I've got to get out of the box. I've got the CR10 SE from Creality. I've also got the KE. I've got the Elegoo thing that Tripod hates in the background as well. Hi, Simon. How you doing? I realized today that the A1 and A1 Mini are slower than the X1 Carbon, the P1Ps. Yeah, I mean, they are. But, you know, I think the longevity side of things, I think you're going to see that they may last a little bit longer and be less problematic than a Corex printer. But again, you know, time will tell about all that kind of stuff. There's still massive value inside of bed slingers. There just is, especially these ones, as they're super cool and awesome. So yeah, so I've got to get some stuff sliced, and maybe I'll do that while I'm live here. So yeah, what else have we got here? Okay, let me see how I can highlight this. If this highlights, I can go to your channel, I can remove people, I can put people in timeout. Let me just find out how I can do that on here as well. As I say, this is, here we go, I can go to chat. I can do this, which is normal. There's Simon. What was this? It's an equal hate relationship that I have with the Elegoo Nitrogen 4 Max. The A1s are non-Corex Y. They are non-Corex Y. What's this say? I'm hoping my A1s can take over my Prusa farm, as the Mark IIIs are super slow now, but solid printers. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And I was watching a stream the other day. Another creator was talking about Prusa and their thoughts around that. And basically, I'm doing a bunch of live streaming now to try and catch up on some stuff that I've got here. Things are just getting out of hand. I got back from Formnext, and you know, the world has just sort of fallen in on me. Am I really dark as well? I'm just trying to check to see if I can lighten myself up there a little bit. I'm kind of on my laptop here, I'm one color, and on here I'm kind of like a red kind of color, which is kind of weird. So yeah, so going back to that, obviously, you know, Prusa, you know, their products are more expensive than Chinese made printers. And, you know, when you start thinking about that, it's kind of a given, really. You know, they need to pay their staff proper money. There are probably more health and safety elements around what they're doing. And, you know, in some respects, and likewise to things like local businesses and stuff, I think people perhaps need to consider, you know, how they work that forward, and you know, supporting local businesses and perhaps businesses that are also outside of China. So got the Mark IV here, so I am legitimately super excited about that. I used to have two Mark IIIs, and they were absolutely brilliant, bulletproof printers. And admittedly, when Bamboo Lab started shipping me printers, I had bought the Prusas, so they still had value in the marketplace, so I sold them. That's the honest truth. That's what happened. So I don't make a habit of selling printers, but the ones that I've bought, you know, I kind of figured that it's fair game in that. I don't generally tend to send, or I've never sold a printer, 3D printer that has been gifted to me or has been sent to me for review. So, which is probably why I've got a massive 3D printer problem at the minute. But as I say, yeah, we've got the KE here as well from Creality. We've got the Nebula upgrade system as well. P1P to P1S is going to be done tomorrow at some point. Interested to see how good the Mark IV is in compared to the A1. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird comparison. But I mean, price is going to be a major element to that. But I think what's important to remember, and my stance on I think all of this stuff, regardless of, we've had it over the last couple of weeks, and I've spoken about this a little bit about what happened with Bamboo and their launch and how that kind of stuff went down. And the reality here is it was actually kind of unpleasant to be part of it. And regardless of it being a great printer or whatever you want to say, there are a lot of creators that were doing some crazy things, and lots of people were talking about other people. And it was quite an unpleasant thing to be part of, if to be completely honest with you. So, they know that I've said it, and it kind of is what it is. But anybody that is, ultimately trying to get people into 3D printing, what's that bubble about? What's that bubble about? That was weird. Anybody that's trying to get people into 3D printing, why did that bubble come up? Did you see that? Why is that there? That's really strange. Somebody must have liked it. Okay, that was weird. Someone's hitting hearts now. Okay, yeah. So any company that's trying to get people into 3D printing and doing it in a legitimate way that is positive, then I'm all for that. So regardless of brands and stuff, it is what it is. Yeah, I've got a lot of Bambu Lab products. They're fast, they're speedy, they're attractive to me, and ultimately I haven't had to pay for the vast majority of them. So I guess you could say that I'm biased in some respects, but I certainly make a conscious effort not to be. So it is what it is. It's all about the quality of the parts for you. Okay, Prusa is really good. It really is. I mean, it's a debate that will go over and over and over, and I think a lot of people have a lot of different things to say about that. But for me, the printers that I've got that I use on a daily basis work really, really well. So it is what it is. So, the Bambu Lab A1 is really, really hot right now. So obviously a lot of people are still talking about that. I'm still doing streams about that. I'm getting Facebook messages here as well. Let me just check that as well. Bear with me for a moment. James, what's this? I'll come back to that. That was weird. Yeah, I just read your message as well, Tripod. No worries. Which streaming tools are you using? I'm using Restream, which is actually what Creality are also using. And so far, it seems to be quite good. It's about $50 a month. What's this? Oh, right. Okay, this is cool. So there's 20 people watching. Tells me how live I am, and it tells me how many people scan my QR code. So let's put that up again. Might be time to buy this upgrade. Again, I'm not doing that upgrade today because I need to print something off. And hey, John, hope you're well. Yeah. So you can click the link, you can scan the thing, you can do all that kind of crazy stuff. And of course, we have these printers here. And I'm going to basically, unless anybody else has got, I don't want to get too bogged down with chatting to everybody and talking nonsense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a print up, and fingers crossed. Here we go. We are there. Okay, so we've got some green things to do. So I'm doing the PA1. So this is part of this. There's a couple of like junction boxes that go at the back. You can fill in with sweets and stuff. It's for my son for Christmas. I kind of figured it was cool. So it's not for me. So let's just have a quick look. What have I got here? Brown is on 4. See, this is the funny thing about 3D printing now is I'm looking at beds thinking, well, is that going to fit on that bed or is it going to fit on this bed? And as we all know, the A1, it does fit on, most of these things do fit on the majority of these. It's really weird when people scan that. Cool. Anyway. So yeah, like I say, we're going to do a stream tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'll try and get now that I've got things kind of working here, other than the other cameras, I've got my ATAM thing. I had to upgrade that. I had to do a whole bunch of work with that in order to get that working. It seems to be working fine now. Let's delete a few of those. And delete. We've got some red ones here. So let's do that then. Let's print this. Let's slice this. This is red. I'm just going to swap the AMS over. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just slice this up. These are a bunch of parts for this locomotive. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about a couple of things that I spoke to Bamboo Lab about this week. Here we go. So you might have heard me say, what AMS is that in? 1. So you might have heard me say something about my theory was that you're going to see another 4 channel AMS. So making the AMS an 8 overall color AMS. And I spoke to a few people at Bamboo about that, and I was like, come on, surely. Hey Simon, thanks for the support, dude. Appreciate that. Did I PID my mic? Did I PID tune my microphone? Why? What's happened? Did you send me the link to the Neptune? As I'm getting them again. Did I? No, I don't know. Hang on. Hello, Pete. Hope you're well, mate. I have the same problem. I always ask myself, will it fit on that bed? Did you also send me the link to the Neptune? Did I send you the link, James? I don't know if I did. Did or not? I can do. John, let me know what you're thinking about the microphone, though, because obviously I'm just doing a test stream here. So that's the whole point in that. So back to what I was talking about. We're just sending that file to the printer now. So I had a chat with a few people at Bamboo, and they confirmed that there probably would not be another 4 channel AMS to make it an 8. And in fact, that auxiliary port, if you remember, I don't know if you saw, like it had a thing on it that it's like an external box that was something. Got to remember with bed slingers, by the way, that if you put stuff in front of them, they're likely to be knocked off. So yeah. So he was talking, and they were talking about possibly a controller for lights and stuff like that potentially in the future, maybe additional fans, etc., that kind of thing. But they certainly dismissed the theory around possibly putting an 8-channel AMS into it quite strongly, actually. So I don't know if that's that it can't be done, or perhaps the technology isn't there. I don't know. It kind of made sense for me for that to happen. So I don't know. I want 16.7 million channel AMS so I can do full color. John, you know, if you speak to Bill over at Chameleon, that thing can do an exhausting amount. Hey, Daniel. Sound and video was good. Thank God. Are we finally getting to where we need to get to? So for a change, just so you know, I'm using my Mac Studio that I bought maybe a year or so ago. And I firmly believe that my laptop that I normally do the streaming off, which is causing loads and loads of issues, is probably going to be the main problem with my live streams up until this point. So fingers crossed, we should be in a relatively good place now. Let's get something going on the Mini. We've got some white in AMS 1, I think. We've got some brown in there on 4. Okay. Brown on 4. I'm going to get a second. Yeah. Hey, Joel. How you doing? How's things with you, mate? Right, let's go over to here. And I really want... bugger. Put a cool paint on there. Okay, that's why. Okay, stop. Okay, so I've had a couple of issues with printing over the past couple of days, and I had a couple of weird fails that had no rhyme or reason to be where they were. And the reason for that was that the plate type was not set to PEI, and I've literally just noticed that as I was changing settings here. So let's get back onto that again. We're in AMS 1 again. I do like the way this works. Oh, and also I did that thing the other day where, you might have seen it on Clipper, where you can select the models that you are maybe failing, but the other ones are good. And that works really well on the A1 as well. So it just stops printing those other models. Super cool. Ready for the new year. Okay. If you're going to be moving around a lot in future streams, you might want to use that DJI. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be this mic, if I'm totally honest. Hey, Phil, how you doing, dude? Hope you're well. I need to grab that other chat log here. Captions. What's this do? Music. What's this? Down tempo music. No idea. Okay, let's go back over to the chat. Right, what's this? Normal lighting. Okay, we've seen all that. Yeah. Hey there, Phil. Hey. Ready for the new year. If you're going to be moving around a lot. Right, okay, I'm caught back up. Sounds good in America. God damn. Hey, Oscar, hope you're well. Let's go back here. What have we got? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like this. This is quite cool. There's a few settings that you can mess around with and stuff. We'll see how this works out. We'll go with this for the next few days in any case anyway. See what happens. Cool. Right. Let's pick that sucker off. So the issue with that 3D print is going to be, so when I printed the vise, I had a fail on this part, and then I had to do a reprint on this. It was kind of an annoyance, but that would completely make sense as to why that was happening. So yeah, all good now. Right. Let's see if we can print some other colors here. Where is your channel located? Where is your channel located? Okay. I'm guessing. Do you mean where I am? Where's my abode? Where am I from? I'm from the UK. I live just outside of London. Okay, let's transfer this. The only thing I wasn't able to do, I tried to invite my laptop in, and it wouldn't show off what I was slicing. I'd really love to show you what I'm slicing here, so you can kind of get a fair idea of what's going on. I'm going to move these two over. I'm just going to do this single one. So this is going to be like, so on the back of these trains, they also have like carriages and stuff, and that looks just awesome. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's get PA1 train. STL. Okay, so let's share this screen if we can. Right. Be a good test. Right, share stream, share screen. Here we go. Let's do that. Bear with me just for a second, and let's just check to see if that's working. It is now. There we go. Just found your channel lately. Good afternoon, London. Thanks, Oscar. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is PA1. So I'm a Patreon member, and you might have seen that I've printed various bits and pieces with these guys over a short amount of time. These are really cool. These are like little presents and stuff, but the houses, I did a bunch of stuff with like fairy houses and stuff. My son's kind of super intrigued with bits and pieces like that. Let's see if I can do some kind of weird output with this. Bear with me. No, it doesn't allow me to do that. Why doesn't it allow me to do that? Let's move this around. No. Nope. You mentioned the comedian. There doesn't seem to be very many YouTuber folks doing the video. I'm doing one at the moment. Let me just get back onto this a second. Hang on, I'll jump back onto that in a sec. Okay, so PA1 is where it's at. This is the train that we're making at the moment, as you've seen. We want to work out how to make sure that... Why can I share my screen? Let's minimize. There we go. Okay, right. Let's mess around with this. That's kind of okay. Not. That's more like it. There we go. Okay, so okay, so you mentioned Chameleon. There doesn't seem to be many YouTubers, folks doing stuff on it at the moment. It's slightly interesting. Yeah, okay. So basically, the Mark IV Chameleon has just come out, and Bill, who is one of the creators of the Chameleon, is basically working things through with it at the minute. His aim, of course, is to get it on the K1 from Creality and also the K1 Max. When we were at Smurf, he installed it onto my K1. So I've got one and it works. But there are a few things that I need to understand on how it works in order to kind of relay that to an audience of people, because there's going to be questions and I want to make sure that I'm ultimately able and willing to be able to share that information with anybody. So yeah, as I say, that's it in a nutshell. But we've also got it on the Two Trees SK1. That's been installed on that as well, and that works very well. And as I say, videos will be coming up in the very near future. So reasons to maybe subscribe. Anyway, here is this is the train. I think it's super awesome. I didn't quite have the colors, so I've gone with a kind of sort of darker brown, which is a Polymaker one, which of course is this one here. Let's see what happens if I do this. Interesting. Let's turn it off for a sec. Dush. There we go. So I've gone with this kind of browner color, and the green is slightly off and whatnot. But hey, it is what it is. And also, this house was a PA1 as well, which I think is super cool. This was done on the K1 by Creality. My son has thought it was a great idea to put something inside of it. So there's actually a pretend apple inside of the house. So that's what's kind of moving about inside of there at the minute. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, so the Mark IV does look good. And I think he was like, I said, how many colors could it go up to? And he goes, well, it's kind of like an infinite amount of colors. But I think he said something like 64 colors was supported on Prusa Slicer, which of course is what it goes on. And the way that this works essentially is any 3D printer that runs G-code, which is, probably apart from maybe one or two that might be some sort of specialist code. If you can use the G-code, then you can install the software into Prusa Slicer, and then you can select the colors. You can paint pretty much like you'd see on, or what we have been seeing on Bambu Lab printers. And that being the case, for 100, I think it was $170. It's a kind of no-brainer, I guess. It does work really well, actually. I was quite impressed with the way that it all kind of worked at the show, and he got it up and running pretty damn quick. But I've just got to get to grips with a few things on how that all works. So yeah. There's definitely vodka in that, which is nice. Okay, so where are we up to? We are... Hey, Brian, I was thinking about you earlier because... I've printed this Vice, and I was going to do some Vice jokes, and I hadn't quite got round to it just yet. So you might see that on Twitter later. What's this say here? I wish they would get better at printing edibles. So you mean like the chocolate printing machines and stuff like that, right? Okay, so let's slice this one up for the mini. And the only thing I forget about this, because I don't assign stuff. So I'm 4. I keep forgetting which one I've assigned it to. So there we go. 4. Done. Okay, let's get those printing. The other thing I need to print, I heard it's a filament cutter as well. Yeah, I believe it has. It's not the British edibles. Sure. Nice device pun. Brilliant. It really is. It really is. Not the same, though. Not the same. Okay, so we are now cooking with gas. We've got a couple of prints on at the minute. And as I say, I'm dead impressed with this. I think this is a cool design. I think it's I think they're ahead above their peers with this one. It took a few days to print, but oh, Brian. Oh, Brian. There we go. It's got my name on it, but it's back to front for some reason on this stream. I don't know why. I don't know if I can even fix that. Let's go into settings, video. Oh, hang on. Whoa, what the hell? Does that make everybody feel weird? There you go. What's this? So, Sam, for 2024 singing lessons may need to be planned for. What is this to do with? What's this to do with? Tell me what that's about. sadly, the shipping the 3D Chameleon to Germany is relatively expensive, so you have to pay 270 euros for one to be shipped. I'm now using 7 feeders. Oh, really? Oh, that sucks. Well, sorry to hear about that. And let's hope that in the future we are able to somehow bring that pricing down. And it might be an option. You know, these things have a way of being developed and moving forward. Just making sure that's not catching. The other thing I need to do is plug in that P1P and get it printing some PTG. YouTube are looking to ban artificial intelligent voiceovers. Well, I don't do artificial intelligent voiceovers, but if you do want to very quickly listen to my song that I'm going to be bringing out tomorrow, which is, hang on. Oh, I'm so not used to this setup. Where is it? QR codes. I'm going to plug something in and I'm going to leave you just for a couple of minutes or even a minute with this very song. And bear with me just for a second and I'll be back in a moment.
It's time to roll. This is a live stream. Let the story unfold. Operating a battle lab 3D printer. We're on our way. From P1P to P1S. The future's in play. Oh yeah! So get ready to rock and let's have some fun. Ignite the fire, let's make some noise. We're taking it higher, time to break the noise.
Let's not do it again. I think you've had enough of that for one evening. But I did manage to get the P1P to be plugged in at that particular point in time anyway. What does this say here? What about the artificial stupidity? I think it's natural stupidity, isn't it? Here we go for Christmas number 1. I don't know about that. It's almost like a, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what the type of music is for that. Excellent. Okay, cool. So we got the P1P plugged in. I might have to do some stuff with reconfiguring it, and I need to probably find some filament that isn't PLA. And annoyingly, I think I've packed a load of PLA or PETG away. So let me go and have a look. Got some. Okay. So I did have some, so that was lucky. Bear with me. Hang on. Let's go back to the... I don't like clicking around on this. It's kind of annoying. Chat. Here we go. Woo. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I do. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how Polymaker will respond to messages on Twitter, but the 10 emails that are stacked in their waiting box is Yeah. Anyway, let me just check on that Discord just to make sure I'm not eating my own words here. I did speak to Sean yesterday, 3D Print General, and he was pushing some stuff around on the Polymaker side, which was nice. Which was nice indeed. Don't know if you know him. Okay, right. So let's get my Bambu handy and re-add this printer. Hello, Jerry. How you doing? I'm just re-adding a printer at the minute. This is just a test stream, by the way. It's kind of a byproduct of my existence today. There we go. Let's bind that bugger up. So the unit that I've got here is a P1P. We're going to do, not on this stream today, but tomorrow we're going to be doing the P1P to P1S upgrade, which is going to be thrilling, I'm sure. But I did read through some of the terms and conditions today and instructions on how to install this thing. And basically, I need to print a fan or a fan duct. And in doing so, apparently one isn't, what's this? Failed? That's weird. Why is it? Failed to request the printer Wi-Fi. What is this going on about? What does that mean? Let me screenshot that. Failed request the printer's Wi-Fi list. Flutter Blue Plus exception. Right characteristic code 5. Authorization is insignificant. What on earth does that mean? Okay, that's weird. Hey, Zombie Hunter. Hope you're well. Merry Christmas, one and all. What is this Flutter Blue Plus exception? What on earth does that mean? You've done. Okay, so Daniel's done the P1P to P1S upgrade, and it's well worth the change. That's good. Did you have a Flutter Blue exception, though, like I'm just having at the minute? What is that all about? That's so surreal. It's not liking something. This is that awkward moment when we're not able to do anything with the Bambu Lab P1P because it just doesn't pair. Very strange. Your blue flutter is exceptional. Oh my God, seriously. For those who don't know, Brian Vines is my dad. Fact. How you manage that? You're a stronger man than I am. You must have a very strong stomach. Dear. What is this Flutter Blue Plus exception? What even is that? Hang on a minute. This is like what? Flutter Blue Plus exception. It just sounds dreadful. Let me Google it. Flutter Blue Plus. Exception. Flutter Blue Plus. What even is that? Hang on. Flutter Blue Plus is a Bluetooth low energy plugin for Fluffer. So not only do we have a fluffer on our Bamboo Handy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there's obviously a problem with the Bluetooth. All right, great. We do a factory reset and see what happens. Bluetooth Classic is not supportive. Cross Blue platform, Bluetooth low energy. It just gets more and more confusing. Do you remember the old days when you used to just plug an SD card in? It was easy back then. Easy. Right. Right, we're QR coding again. Wooden stick and dirt to play with. Crikey. He's had an hard life, hasn't he? Right, pair. Are we going to get another blue flutter? So we wait. Oh no, it's got another one. It's back again. What on earth does that mean? Oh God, I might have to launch a support ticket and just have that whole drama. Come on. It's not liking it. It's not liking it. It's going on about. Oh, a late one. Hello, 3DP Factory. Hope you're well. Not really a late one. This is just a test. I kind of figured I'd maybe run a test and just see how this is working. Weirdly though, it should be in 1080p, and I think it's still in 720. We're just doing a quick test at the minute with the Bamboo Lab P1P that I've got here, and for one reason or another, I don't know why. It was called a pen back in my day. For one reason or another, it's not syncing up to the Bluetooth, so which is kind of weird. I also want to have a look at this in another window. Bear with me. Just want to check that what I've subscribed to is 1080p, because if it's 720, then that's just not worth it, is it? What this does give me though, so this is Restream.io. Okay, so I have been using StreamYard for a long time, which was fine. I can invite guests, I can do all that stuff. It gives me a load of analytical information, and it gives me a ton of stuff about how my stream is and what my uptime is, and if it's glitching out or any of that kind of crazy stuff, which is encouraging, of course. It's giving me frames per second, bit rate. It's giving me a whole bunch of information here, and I can check it out. I can view it on YouTube if I want to as well. It's telling me I can switch to annual if I want to. Don't want to do that. So the reason I got into this is because this is the app that Creality uses, and that's how I found it. Doesn't Pfizer have something to do with that? Could be. It could be. Oh, really? You did? Okay. Well, this is the pro package, and I thought the pro package. I can't actually look at it. It's not letting me look at anything at the minute. But I might not have refreshed the plan. But I'm definitely on the pro planet. The pro planet. 10-hour stream. Blah blah. Yeah, streaming full 1080p in the studio, which is what I'm doing. So why that's not working, I do not know. But back to the issue in hand. It might be because, what is this? Run a speed test, stream keys, payments, billing. Well, look, here's the good news. At the minute, it's working. So let's leave it there. Now I've got to mess around with this thing again. Right, let's try and confirm the bind again. So what it does, just so you're aware, so you get the Bluetooth option on here, right? And let's hit the Bluetooth option. Let's confirm to bind. Now, on the printer, it gives me the number, which in this case is 318827, and I want to pair it, right? So we'll wait for it to pair. Just go back to where we were. Hey, Mark, how you doing, mate? And it comes up with that exception. It comes up with that exception every time. So I don't know what to tell you. What is this? Okay. Okay. Maybe it's doing it this time. I don't know about that, John. I don't know about that. What is it saying here? Okay, here we go. So that's confirmed. So this printer is one of the original printers that I have had from them, and it's called Disgust. It's just the name. We had anger, fear, joy, sadness, and then we've got MC Hammer and Moghedian, which is a really weird number. Then the A1, then the 3D other things I haven't named yet. Let me just send this text. Cool. Okay, right. So now it's doing its self-test. While it's doing that, of course, what we will then do is, I wish I could show you this because it would be an amazing situation. Actually, you know what? I probably can. What does this say here? That is not what I want to be showing you. But what I do want to be showing you, potentially, is if I go over to makeaworld.com and we open that up, I'll show you a couple of things. Right, let's bring that over there. Let's bring him over here. Lee didn't steal. Number 10 cat. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lee. So, as you may or may not know, the R2, I'm part of the R2 builders. I do all that kind of crazy stuff with those guys as well. I've got an R2 in the background here that's used for events and stuff. So, one of the guys this week got to do an event with BB-8 and R2D2 at 10 Downing Street with the current Prime Minister, of which I've completely forgotten his name. And to be fair with you, he's probably an irrelevance in everybody's life, but it is what it is. Let's just move this over. Why is this not working? Here we go. Right. Hit the button. It's gone away. Let's hit the button over here. Right. So Richie Sunak. Right. Okay. Got it. In a maker world where print files are difficult to come by, one site can make a difference. Well, we're going to make a world. That's where we're going. What's this? Get rid of that. Let's start sharing a new screen, which is called Make a World. And that is what we're looking at. And then we're going to hit this button and bring it in. There it is. Okay, so this is Maker World. The reason that the screen is this really weird kind of shape, I believe, is because I'm running a 49-inch monitor. So apologies if it's Richie Sunak. Of course it is. Of course it is. So we need to do P1S fan. And it needs to be no support. I think it might be this one. So I think this is the one I've seen. Yeah, it is. So this is what we're going to run. PETG is sufficient for this one, which is fine. So I'm just going to quickly save that and copy it over to my own one over here because I'm running 2 screens. There we go. And I can import that straight into Bambu Lab. And yeah, so it has a little, so the part of the upgrade path for this, of course, is it has the carbon filter in it as well, which is quite nice. To be honest with you, and to be completely frank, if it's my money, I'd probably go now with the P1S with the AMS. That would be my go-to, personally. Brian Vines, it might be something else. He might like a totally different thing. I don't know. But if it was my money, that is 100% what I would go with. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you do decide to upgrade your printer today, you can do it via my QR code that is now currently being shown below. The shill of the shills. Let's open this up in Bambu Studio and make sure that everything's going to be fine. Would you like to save the current project? No, I would not. So we're going to open this up and see what it's all about. Let's just see if there's any information. Bridging was a bit rough at the top. Wonder what they printed it on. It's designed to deal with that. It does say in the description, just cut away, saves filament and supporting it. Okay. Okay, lots of stuff on this bridging. So what, remixes, no remixes, related models. So look at this one. That was kind of cool. I always find these sort of comments and ratings and stuff is a bit like TripAdvisor. You never quite know what you're going to get. And I know a thing or two about TripAdvisor, especially when staying in America and booking hotels with John. And I almost saying, what's this say? Shameless plug. Of course, it's a shameless plug. You know, hey, listen, Phil, do I need to play the Bambu Lab jingle affiliate link video? Hang on a second. I've got loads of things popping up now. Go away. I really hope I don't. What was a bit rough? Where was the support that was a bit rough? Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a support at the top that's a bit rough. Okay, so what they're saying is on that other one, hang on. What's this? Yeah, there you go. There you go. And I know how many people have scanned it because it tells me that as well. But we're not doing that upgrade today. We're just talking about it today. That's the setup. Right, where were we? Here we go. Hang on. Did someone say use this one? No, it says do it. Okay, right. So the one that Bambu Lab put out apparently is not great. Let's see what this one is. That's one on printables here. Okay, this is the dialing in. Okay. Oh, now he's closed it. He's gone and closed it, hasn't he? All right, let me just have a quick look here, see what else there is just before I depart on this. I did have it open earlier, actually, with a couple of different options here. Let's see if I can find that very quickly. Here's one thing I've noticed. I do look at a lot of crap online, and I've got about a dozen boxes open here of things potentially it could have been. Hey, man. No worries, Brian. Good to see you on here, dude. Thanks for dropping in on a test stream, which is literally what this is. But good to see you, dude. And hopefully I'll catch you in the US very, very soon. Have a good day. Fan duct. What a lovely guy. What a lovely man he is. I haven't seen Brian, I think, since Mirth. And that was in the first after COVID one. So I'm just looking at the moment to see if I can find fan upgrade. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? So I did find one, and I've already got it on the build plate. I did find one. Here it is. Yeah, I've already got it. We're going to get this going. So let's go and hit this up. We're going to hit this over to the P1P at. I hope this is the 0.4. Hope. And I don't really want to have to mess around with it. So just to put it in, I don't think they've upgraded this one. Let me check. So what happened at Smurf is Bambu. Someone reached out to Bambu. E3D reached out to Bambu and said, "Do you know anybody with a load of Bambu printers that could help us out with these things?" And Bambu Lab, of course, said, "Yeah, speak to Sam," which is totally fine, of course. I'll take that down now. I'll take my QR codes with me now, shall I? I'll take those fabulous discounts that you're going to be missing out on just before Christmas. Yeah, I do with Phil. It's only because he takes his shirt off and he lubes himself up with. Anyway, that's another story. So yeah, so this is weird. So for some reason, inside of the Bambu Lab, I wonder if I can share this video with you. See if I can show you this very screen with you, so I can show you what I'm doing. I really want to do that. Let me just check to see if I can do that. It doesn't let me share the window. That's annoying. Bear with me. Let me see if I can do it one way or another. Let's go into this streaming platform. Let's enter the studio. I've got to be careful because sometimes it logs me in. Yeah, it does. It's done it again. I don't want to be logged into the studio where this isn't my stream. This is very much Creality stream. Keeps logging me into Creality's account. Oh, Andrew Rogers with a 10. Thank you, sir. Look at that. What Christmas cheer. What a delight. Thank you, dude. So I'm going to join the stream over here and hopefully share. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I'll see if I can share my screen. And in doing so, it might not let me do it. It might not let me do it. Here we go. Share. Is it going to let me do it? Yeah, this is weird, right? So for some reason, Joel, did you end up using the brace brackets on your A1 after installing those? No, I didn't actually. Those are I didn't know where to put them. Actually, to be honest with you, when obviously it was early days when they sent me that stuff out, and there were two little bits with it, and I don't know what I did with them either. So that was odd. So so this is what happens now. If that's all you can see. It just goes black, although it says it's showing it. So, but it's obviously not showing it. It's just not. So let's turn that off and go back to me for a second. Let's see if I can share my screen. Maybe you can see it that way. Stop sharing screen, share screen, entire screen. Let's try that then. Share. Now then, is that working? Yes, I think it is. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Tiny Tim will eat this Christmas. He will. Yay, look at that. It's working, but it's dreadful. So here we go. So this is weird, right? So what keeps happening on here is that it keeps going to cool plate for some bizarre reason. So it is what it is. But we are going to be using essentially generic PETG. We do need to go into the device. And as I already previously said, it's called Disgust, which is here. And I've just opened that. That's why it's doing that. And we're going to try and load the filament now at this point. So let's hit the load button. I don't even know if this has got a camera in it. No camera device. Nope. Nope. Let's see if I can install myself back down here. Andrew Rogers. Just saying these days, you guys. Bamboo Plate City, baby. Yeah, so this is, I'll show you that as well, actually. Pretty much paused because, yeah, front cover fell off. We know all about that. Sure. Right, where am I now? Why am I not being shown in this menagerie of things? Right, that's me. That's the other one. That should be that. Why is that not showing? So it's all about me trying to get used to this now. Right, that's not quite what I wanted, but let's go down here with this. There you go. That's what I was after. Right. Please reserve the nozzle if the filament has been extruded. Let's try and retry it. Let's just do this quick. Tiny Tim will eat at Christmas. Right. Yes, that's all fine. That is absolutely fine. There's no camera installed on this, so that's something that I'm probably going to have to do at some point. So here we go. So this is what we're going to upload. And interestingly enough, somebody this week on YouTube sent me a message and said, how do I've just done something in Tinkercad, just made something. How do I send it to my printer on Bambu Lab? And I was like, I was really perplexed by the question. Not because it's an odd question, but because I would have thought you might have known that already. Sorry if the quality of that is awful, but it's what I got right now. And it's only for demonstration purposes. So that's the fan. It's a 5-hour print. We're going to hit the button and hopefully send it to Disgust. Yes, we are. Printer is busy with another job. It's not actually busy with another job. It's just, hey, Maker Viking. Hey, John. No worries, dude. You take care of yourself. Good to see you. Editing a video. Busy with another job. Come on. Okay, so that's done. Hurry up. Printer is busy with another job. Let's try again. It's not happy, is it? Don't know what it's doing. It's definitely thinking about it. It's having a good old think. Whoa, what's that? Get out of it. Just wondering if it's because I had to re-add it. If we're seeing it's there. And what? Okay, let's see if we can home it. It's not doing nothing. It has got a firmware update on it as well. Oh, no, it's the latest one. How strange. Doesn't seem to be wanting to work at all at the minute. That's weird, isn't it? Right, print plate. Let's try again. Busy with another job still. Right, I might have to do a reset on it. The old off and on again. Cool. Yeah, so we'll have to get up to grips with changing some of this stuff over because this is just poor quality, as you can see. Right, let's see. Let's wait for it to come back up again. Okay, we're good. Wow, there you go. It just needed a power off and on again. So we're going to print this now, and then obviously 5 hours time that'll be done. Then tomorrow we should be good to go at some point. It's probably going to be around about 9ish. Zach, let me know what time you're streaming from until tomorrow. I'll try and avoid you there. And we'll see where that goes. I've also got the Ender 3 V3 here, which is the next Ender printer to come out from Creality, which is a long-awaited printer, which apparently is supposed to be the best Ender they've ever made, and we're going to call it the Ender K1 because the majority parts of that are from a K1, so the screen and a load of stuff there is... all right, Phil, nice to see you, dude. Yeah, so like I say, the K1 Ender 3 is coming up as well. They bizarrely have allowed me to use this printer on a stream before it's been officially released. So good for me. That's what I'm saying. Right, so that's going to start printing there very quickly. We'll go through some of the other bits and pieces that's going on this locomotive. So this is the original part. So this is part of what we'd say is this thing here. And again, you've got the back, you've got the sides, you've got all the different panels and bits and pieces here. Some of the stuff you don't need to print. And there are things like these things here. There are additional files that you can basically download. So it'll all do it on a color change. So it'll look more like this than, you know, adding these and then doing different colors. If you don't want any filament wastage at all, or barely any, you know, you can always do it this way and then glue them back on. But it's a pretty naff way to do it, if you ask me. So let's hit this button. Look at that. Yes. Getting to grips with it. 11:05. Okay, let's just have a look at the messages here. That's all looking good. Yeah, spot on. So we're about to kick off with this one. And as I say, tomorrow, when we do the stream, we should have cameras kind of mounted above here. And I'll be able to zoom in and show you some of the bits and pieces that's going on live. So as we do the upgrade, I'm imagining that the printer's probably going to be here, or it might just be here. And then I'll do all the bits and pieces. There's like so in the top, there's like a cable tray. In fact, we could probably look at it now. Let's have a look at the upgrade here. Let me share this. Dush. Right, let's just check to make sure that's showing, which it's not. What if I press this button? What does that do? Okay, that's cool. Right. Why do I have to keep adding myself every time? That's odd. Don't like that. All right, doesn't matter. Right. Let's move on. So in the Bambu Lab website, let's see where it's going to be. It'll probably be in hardware kits. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is cool. This is the jet engine that they did not send me, by the way. I was supposed to get this, and I think they ran out. And this is basically a little miniature jet engine, which I've seen, and I kind of have seen this stuff that's kind of very Prusa orientated as well. But either way, it is what it is. So let's have a look at the bundles and kits. And this is it. So this is a discount at the minute from 238 to 143. And you know what's coming, guys. Let's have a quick look at it. So 40% off at the minute, Christmas discount, 40% off. That's an absolute bargain. Absolute bargain for this. Really is. And, you know, if you've got a P1P, you've got one early doors, maybe you want to think about upgrading it. Maybe, you know, they come with cameras now. These are all things that have sort of already been installed. But we did get the fan in that upgrade kit, which is this one here, the side fan. And we also got a camera. I've got a couple of the cameras still knocking about, but we do get a drive train here or a drag train here for the cabling. We get the new P1S front panel as well. A couple of fans in there. And I think this is one of the plugs for the additional fans. We got doors, of course. So that's your door, that's your hinges. And there's like a little side bit here where the magnets sit inside of. As I say, the side panels are here, and then we've got a new back panel as well. So I think that's pretty good value. Look at that. I could have even zoomed in even more. Look. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, so super banging bargain on that one, friends. Where are we on this? Why won't it let me zoom back out again? Zoom back out. Zoom back out. And hit this button. There you go. I almost feel like maybe it's worth ordering another one. There's a couple of pictures here. So should be super simple to hatch this plan out. Again, you have to replace one of the cables, I think, that goes across in here. So the hot end has to be disassembled. There's a power. There's a board on the back of this that basically needs to be sort of taken apart. And again, that should be relatively painless. Just where this drag train goes in. What else have we got here? Doesn't show you much else other than that. Yeah. And the printer is just about to start. So there you go. If you wanted that, it's $27.99. If you wanted the light and you wanted the camera as well. Again, I think they do now come. I think most of these printers now come with the camera kit. So P1S. There we go. Like I said, see, 549. I mean, that's mad, isn't it? 549. Okay, so how much is the so we've got some good price points here from 269 for the Mini, 369 for the A1, and then we're creeping up then to get into this kind of zone. Is that 639 with the AMS? It is. Yeah. No, it's 869 with the AMS. Okay. Cool. So there you go. That is where we're up to. That's what we're doing. And hot product in the minute, of course. is the A1 combo. A couple of added extras there as well. I'm dead impressed with this printer still. It's still working very, very well, despite my small issues with let's take this down. My small issues with the incorrect build plate that I put up there the other day. Oh, the KE version. What's this? Hang on, I'm just going through the chat now as well. Let's get rid of that and get my mug back up here. The KE version, you're getting one of those soon. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah, I've had it here for a little while now. Again, just not had the time. So part of the streams here are going to be about getting stuff unboxed, and I've got a fair amount of stuff here to try and get out of the here. So that's where I'm at the moment. Any questions? Any other questions? No questions from the audience. What's overlay mean? What does that do? What's this? New comments will display here. Reasons to... Can you have the full... I don't even know where that is. In fact, I do have the now infamous Sam wearing a hat, because nobody in the maybe past 5 years has seen me wearing a hat. Do I know which version? Which version of the KE? Is that what you mean? Which version of the KE? Maybe covers. Yeah. So the K1C. Hang on. Bear with me for a minute. Let me just pop something up here. That I may or may not be able to show you. So I've got this isn't a hey look at me moment, but I've got some additional information on that. K1C. Because the guys over in China have got some information that has been put out into the wider world. Now then, here we go. Let me just whip this up very quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. Sam version from Earth. I've deviated from our chat. So to answer that question for you very quickly, bear with me for a minute. Let me just get this done. Hang on. Let me share this bit of the screen here, which is... Okay. So, get rid of that. There's a load of spam on here. How do I close this down? Get rid of that. So, let's see if you can see this. Give me 2 seconds. I will come back to the other questions. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to show you this for a moment. Okay, so this is very much what you're talking about. This is the K1C, and maybe I can zoom in on that. So there's a couple of differences here that you can see pretty much straight away. Now, I don't know if you can see my pointer. Does it show my mouse? No, I don't think it does. Okay, so first and foremost, the bed is different. Okay. And it looks like some of the rear motors, they look much larger than we're maybe used to. So this is very much going to be about the bed and probably maybe some hardware changes that they're going to make. But ultimately, you're going to be getting the same printer. There's some talk of there being a standard camera installed. You can buy a camera, by the way. That's not really that special. But you can't see... You can see the mouse. Okay, right, cool. All right. The camera's basically put up here, and yeah, it is what it is. This possibly might be a heated chamber. So C could be chamber, could be camera, could be color. And I am reliably informed that load cells will be in the bed, much like much like you're seeing at the minute with the K1 that also has load cells in it. Might have more. Let me just have a look at these here. Right, so can I have the full SAM model? At the moment, no, because there is an issue with it where it won't print that well, and I want it to be a little bit more perfect. Do I know which version I've got? I don't know the answer to that question. May have been covered what are the differences. So yeah, hey Atlantic Adventures, hope you're well, dude. Cool. Yeah, sure. So there's no NDA about it. I've got one NDA that's still pending, which is to do with the Ender 3 V3. But as I say, this weekend, I'm going to be talking about that. Cool. Excellent. That's really cool. Let me know how you get on with that, dude. That's really cool. So, right. So yeah, so the K1 versus the K1C, obviously, and this goes without saying, really. When you buy a printer that's brand spanking new, okay, sometimes, and more often than not, what you'll find is that when you actually get it out and you get it into the wider world, there do tend to be some issues with it. So with the K1, of course, we had the extruder issue, which was never really answered. When you ask somebody a question and it's almost kind of like, I'm not really going to answer that question, but we're going to fix it. I believe what was happening there, that there was a gasket that needed to be installed between the extruder and the cold part of the hot end. So what I think was happening a lot of the time is that motor was getting so hot that the heat was transmitting straight down and actually heating the cold side. That being the case is one of the reasons why we got a ton of blocks. And I am wholeheartedly believing that is fact. The next thing was that the throats of the nozzles were inadequate for what needed to be done, which again is one of the reasons that what we found is that they stalled the K1 Max, and the K1 was put out there almost as, how can I put it, lambs to the slaughter. And it really was. Myself and another creator got one. We were the first two to get them. I started streaming with it. Creality were really unimpressed with my streams. They wanted me to take the streams down. There was a whole bunch of stuff that went on with that. And as you know, the long story short here was that I ended up working with Creality, and they flew me to Shenzhen, and they shipped me up to Wuhan as well to see their factories and actually get a better understanding about what the K1 and what their factory and what Creality are really all about. And it actually surprised me. And I've still got videos that I'm working on at the minute that unfortunately have been a little bit delayed due to my editor not being able to complete what he said he was going to do, which is a bit of a shame, but it's just the way it goes. Get a Sam coin from him at the next Rep Festival. Hey, do you know what, Joel? We need to talk about that again, because I want to go through a few things with you with that. So time for bed. Take care, dude. Take care, Daniel. Take care, mate. In your opinion, that's about it. The K1C is what they really think was meant to release to compete with the Bamboo Labs. I don't know, man. They're still selling. Hang on a minute. Okay, so to finish that off, they're still selling. Creality is still selling loads of stock across the world, like loads of stock. And as we know, people tend to be sort of brand snobs, and maybe if you like Prusa, maybe you'll stay with Prusa forever. Then maybe you'll discover something else, or maybe you're Bamboo Labs and you go back to Prusa. There's a ton of reasons why you would do that, like a ton of reasons why you'd do that. But ultimately, I think it was released too early. I think they've got most of the kinks out now, but you're more than likely hearing more and more people that are complaining about stuff than there are probably a lot more people that are satisfied with their K1s. In fact, bizarrely, when I was in Chicago last time, a guy came up to me and he went, "Hey, do you work for Creality?" And I was like, "No." And he said, "I've got a load of K1s." And I was like, how's that going? And he said, "I've got them on a print farm. Absolutely perfect. He's got it down to a T on what problems he had, how he repaired them." And again, they were just things like, nozzles and other, bits and pieces that just needed to be replaced and stuff. So that's done. And as far as I'm concerned now, if you get the new colored box, you should have the later hot end and it should be pretty good to go. It surprised me that they're already putting out the K1C, or they're looking to try and put out the K1C at this point in time. I thought they might. There's nothing worse than buying something and then literally a couple of months later you're, out with a new software or a new piece of hardware. So that was kind of annoying. Hi Chris, hope you're well, mate. Good question here from Thomas. What do you think about Bambu Labs filament compared to other brands? Is it worth the price? Well, so Bambu Lab at the moment probably do not manufacture their own filament. In fact, there's only a handful of companies that do. Creality do various types of PLA, and when I was in Wuhan I got to see their filament manufacturing process, how they did it, and it absolutely blew my mind. I can't tell you how amazing it was to see how filament's made. It's a savage way of producing plastics. It really is. There's hoppers, it goes through a process, it's heated, it then goes through a cooling process, and it's sort of threaded. And then when they're putting the filaments together, there's kind of like a huge kind of couple of wheels that move back and forth to kind of, continue to produce the filament while the person is wrapping it and putting it in the box and stuff. So it's an insane process on how that all works. Okay, what have we got here? It looks like NEMA 23s could be load cells and beds. Thanks for going over it. No problem. When I upgraded my, hang on a minute, am I going backwards or am I going forwards? Let's get back here. In my experience with most people I've talked to, the K1s, they love them, even with their quirks. The values proposition against the nearest competitor is positive. Yeah, sure. So here's the thing, right? I think a lot of people thought, it was kind of funny when Bambu Lab with the A1, and it's always honest, right? Absolutely always honest with this stuff. My contact at Bambu sent me the spec list of what it was going to be and an NDA and a bunch of other stuff, which is all very, very normal. And I didn't want to open it. I didn't want to know what it was. And when I opened the box, I knew it was going to be an A printer, but I thought it was going to be very much the cantilever mini, but bigger. I thought it might be a 300 or something along those lines. But what we've noticed here is, I think we're going to see a range here. I think we're going to see a third A printer, and I think we're going to see maybe like a Max or a Pro or something or other along those lines. I think you're going to see a bigger build volume, and then after that point, I think then you're going to see possibly a P version, an X1 version, where actually the build size is probably going to be slightly bigger. I ordered a K1 and cancelled the pre-order. I got the Ender 5S1 instead. Oh my God, that's an awful printer, dude. Really sorry to hear that, Mark. Hope you're having a good time with it. We'll get the the K1 Max to replace my CR10. Sorry, there's loads of messages coming in. V2 next year, so all the kinks are ironed out. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with where things are at now. What's the Elegoo Neptune 4 like? Well, the Elegoo Neptune 4 is literally in this box here, and again, I'll be doing an unboxing. So the whole idea of this whole thing and what I'm doing at the minute and why I'm doing a live stream and why I'm doing this test today is to basically get to a point where I'm able to do some unboxings and stuff. Wow. How is your 3D printing engineer? How is your X3, X Max 3? They sent me to them and they were dreadful. And I ended up not reviewing the printer, and instead they paid me for other services. It's good. Okay, right. All right. Well, we'll see how it works out. Let me know how yours is the V3 and it works. Okay, good. As I say, if they're able to repair these things, again, I did exactly the same thing. Yeah, it was really, really promising. I think I had the second version with the steel rods, and man, bad. Okay, to be fair, the Ender 5S1 has been fine with standard clipper. Good. Okay, yeah, I think it needed clipper. You know, being a HBot design, I think that definitely needed clipper. I've got the revised model with the X Max 3 and I quite like it. Cool. Well, listen, whatever works. In my experience, again, this is what people sometimes forget, is that I only can review stuff that's through my perspective and my experience. I had, a few years ago, I had a printer that wouldn't read SD cards. And I did a live stream on it. We spent about 30 minutes messing around with this bloody SD card. Wouldn't work. Tried different SD cards. And in the end, the fix was to blow into the SD card slot. That was the fix. There was just some crud in there. And as soon as it went in, it started printing, and that was it. So you never know. It could just be something really, really simple. And of course, because these machines are getting more and more complicated, Core XY structure is complicated versus just a normal Cartesian style printer. Yeah, it's crazy. The only printer I had was an Elegoo Mars. Okay, the Mars Pro. So your resin printers. Okay, so I've never had. It might be a lie. I don't think I've had an Elegoo resin printer, but I've got the Neptune 3 Max, which is pretty good. I've pretty much run it into the ground though, with days and days and days worth of printing, because I'm printing something pretty big on that at the minute, and it takes days of printing, of course. Yeah, I saw Modbot's one. I spoke to Modbot at Lightburn, the LBX event, and we did discuss it, but again, it's just not worth my while. The thing is, I want to show these things off. I'm not a beta tester. I don't want to sit there messing around. After getting the P1P, I swore off Big Slingers until the A1 came out. Might be my next printer. Well, Chris, don't forget if I can find the overlay. How do I find the overlay? Hang on. What happens if I get rid of that and I hit that button? Where is it? Urgh. Here it is. Don't forget, Chris, that if you are thinking of buying a Bambuland product, maybe check out my QR code below and give a little to Sam Prentice for Christmas. And it really is worth it for me. Hang on a what? What's this? My A1 is great until now. What do you mean? What's happened? Might send my Elegoo back. Thinking about getting another A1. Okay. Well, the build volume on the Elegoo might be a lifesaver. And again, these big printers are it's just too new. Okay. I think mine will be all right. I've got a good tripod. Had some issues with him. Oh, someone just scanned my QR code. How exciting. So John had some issues with him. We know that. With his, should I say, not with him, with his. And again, could be down to something in Clipper. If it is Clipper. Also, in the background here, I've got the Anycubic Max thing. The Cobra 2 Max. And I've also got the Pro here as well. Any ideas if you'll be getting the Gigastorm to look at? I interviewed them at Formnext, and I've got a very good contact there now. And you'll have to watch this space. I'd love one. Where would I bloody well put it, though? Let's be fair. John was discussing that he would, if he did get one, he'd have it in the garage, and then he'd probably then have to send it off to someone else, because that thing is colossal. It's a HBot design as well. So it's not. You got to remember, these great big printers, you'll probably be better off, and from experience with this, buying a load of P1Ps or P1Ss. Don't forget to hit that QR code. Yeah, so I think you'd be better at maybe using Luben, the software, and slicing stuff up, and then just building whatever you want to build. Because I think the bigger these printers, I mean, what can you imagine though? Can you imagine being like 15 kilos into a project and then it fails or does a layer shift? Or I think the risk versus reward there is I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to take the risk with that. That would absolutely kill me. It does look cool. I like the Anycubic Mega X I had. Wow, dude, that's an seriously old printer. Loud printer as well. Didn't have Trinamic stepper drivers on it, but the good news with that printer is that you could just pop them on and it made no difference at all, other than to the sound. Bennett's Buoyant Space is printing up a Storm with that Anycubic Cobra 2 Max on TT. Yeah, he's doing, I think he's doing I can't remember what it was now. There's like a creature. He was doing some creature with it the other week. Yeah. I don't know. I had issues with mine. All right, okay. Your fans were right. So the Anycubic, the reason that review has stalled is because there were some firmware issues with the setup. Ben had similar issues, and he had to take out the filament runout sensor because it was causing loads of issues. Yeah, they were very, very loud without silent stepper motors on those things. But Anycubic have come a seriously long way since that printer. I had the S, I had the X, and something else. Wow, you're still alive after having a Tronxy printer? Oh, we think that's so. I would have started with an ANET A8. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I've said this a few times now. We're coming into a world now where people aren't going to know the hardship that we went through with bed springs and pieces of paper to level a bed. So, yeah. But yeah, it's the same old thing. It's a fact. It's just a fact. If you buy a printer that's just been released, you roll the dice on whether or not it's going to be a good one. And even today, the A1, I think today had a firmware upgrade on it, and I don't know what it was for. I didn't look, but it's still printing up a storm over at the minute. Again, tomorrow. In fact, can I do that? Let me see if this is going to work. Bear with me. Let me see if. Where's my cameras on this thing? Settings, video. Oh. Look at that. Well, that's better than a kick in the balls. So there's a bit of movement on that. You can see a bit of movement on the top of that. That might be mainly because of the table. Is that coming out all right? It is. Yeah, look at that. See that wobble? So the table obviously has got 3 printers on it at the minute. And in addition to that, it's also got a structure that's really, really high. So we have got a bit of wobble on that. I noticed that earlier. I just got the A1 and tried to install the firmware update. It took me 5 tries before it finally installed. Weird. Okay. Yeah, so the wobble, it looks worse than it is. The gantry isn't wobbling quite as bad as it looks. But how is this set up with the mini AMS on top of the frame? Oh no. Okay, so what you're seeing, the A1 has got the AMS on top of the frame. The mini has got it behind it. That's a perspective. Out of interest, do they actually use proper stepper motors on the A1, or are they bridges from 1990 the same like the others? I don't know, because I've not had it apart. The person who will know, though, will be Adam from Vector 3D, because he actually ripped his apart and had a look inside it all, which is just something that I just wouldn't do. So he might know. I haven't looked into that, but it's a good question, though. The thing is with this, Mark, is that I think they've taken technology ultimately from DJI. So, a lot of that is kind of going to be relatable to that. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but they have got Aurora Tech took hers apart, did they? Okay, interesting. H bridges with proper MCUs and good firmware programming. Yeah, it will do, but it's also using Clipper. And, my experience, there was a guy online the other day and he went, hey, I've got this MCU issue. It's just flagged up. I'm X amount of hours, a huge amount of hours into a print. And I said, no, you're done. That's not gonna You're not going to save that. You're not going to save that. Again, big prints could equal big problems. That P1P is cooking up a storm over there at the minute. It's looking lovely. Absolutely lovely. So let's hit that button. Do you have any Overtune cardboard rolls? I'm just wondering if they fit. No, actually, I don't. It sounds a bit odd, but I'm actually sponsored by Polymaker, and possibly starting next year, I should only be using Polymaker filament. So we'll see how that works out. But they also run cardboard spools, and your cowboy might snag the bed. It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. Right. Got a really interesting email here, and I don't want to. Oh, really? Hang on a minute. I also noticed that after 3 or 4 prints, the back of the PI sheet started to scratch where the nozzle wipes itself. Is that normal? Well, it's not done it on mine. Would you recommend Polymaker? Fits in AMS, good price, great product, and they give back so much directly to our hobby. Would I recommend them? Yes, I would. And they are absolute saints, actually, in a lot of ways. Bear with me for one moment, though. Let me just whip something up here very, very quickly. I'll be literally 2 seconds. This is good. I quite like this software. Right, just on that. Where were we? Would I recommend Polymaker for those reasons? Hang on a minute. The bed wasn't sitting flat. Polymaker is really good. How many companies do you know that would be sponsored and nobody prints for Toys for Tots? Yeah, they absolutely do. And ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of day where maybe if you want to scan a QR code for my Polymaker affiliate link, give somebody the special gift of Polymaker this Christmas. Yeah, no, they're good. They're really good folks. They've sponsored a ton of my projects and the Death Racers and a bunch of other stuff that we've been kind of crazily involved with, and they're really good people down there. So yep. I also saw that, but I always check see if the PI. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've had issues with other things, but not with the spools inside of this. The weird thing is, though, like I must say, like the A series AMS, the AMS Mini is superb. Like it's really good, really, really good. Even if so, Anycubic is a really good example. Their spools and the core of their spools is much, much larger than any of the other ones I've got here. I don't even know what the size is, but it's ridiculous. So I printed a core for it, and yeah, straight on, no issues. That's, I don't know. It just I love it when things just work. I don't want to be bogged down with messing about with stuff. I just want it to turn on and do its thing and just get on with it. So, and that's what these do. That's what these do. It's noisy in here tonight, though. It's very noisy in here. So there you go. So that's that. That's the Polymaker link. This is my Bambu Lab link. Giving back to the kids this year. And if you do buy an A1, I'll buy you a drink when I see you. How's that? How's that for a commitment? So there. I'll leave that up for a few seconds. Any other questions? Due to life getting in the way, it's now 26 months of getting my rat rig kit. I still haven't finished building it. Is it worth the wait? It is. I mean, it's the thing is, with any of these things, I'll buy you a drink, Zachary. What I won't do, Zachary, is I won't be stood next to you next time that Pooch decides to whirlwind around and knock your pint up into your face twice. I'll not do that. That's my commitment to you. I will not do that, and I will buy you a drink, and I will show you a good time. So yeah, rat rig. Anyway, which version? 26 months. So you're gonna be. Wow, thanks, Zach. You're gonna be version 3, right? Not 3.1. The thing is, like I said before, things change. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I don't know. I think he was just showing off. I think he was just being a crazy teenager in an old man's body. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. My rat rigs are down at the minute, and this is part of the thing about tinkering with 3D printers and also ultimately having the time. I mean, it was already on by then, wasn't it, Zach? If the beer was on you by then at the first time, it's, doing it again, I'll just pop Polymaker link back. I love these QR codes. These are cool. Oh, right. Sweet. Okay. So I've got the 3.1 upgrade also. And what I will say is I think it's good. I think they're really good solid printers. And again, part of what it's weird, right? 3D printing is a weird game, and it's been said quite a lot recently with different creators having fallings out with various companies and stuff. And I'll say it again. I did it at the beginning of the stream as well. I'm all about 3D printing companies that are wanting and passionate about bringing 3D printing to the people. That might be via innovation. That might be via costs. It might be via whatever. It could be via any of these different things. But if they're a company that's certainly giving back and they're not all just squandering and taking all the time, and they've got some good people behind them, and again, good people is really key. So Two Trees is they got a 700 millimeter apparently Core XY printer, and it's a blatant P1P ripoff. It just is. 700 millimeters per second. It's quick. It's bloody noisy. It's really noisy. You can't take it that away from it. The SK1 is a noisy printer, and I don't think there's an awful lot you're going to be able to do about that, other than maybe slowing it down and maybe reducing the fan noise. But it's a printer at a premium price, which is lower than any of those others, and the bed on it, on my one certainly, is a thin metal and it warps. Now, what you'll get with Rat Rig is you get that ruddy, great big, huge build volume. First of all, 500 if you've gone with that one, and I think it's a 10 mil thick base, and that for me was a unique selling point. But then you have all these additional extras. Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you go in this direction? Do you go in that? Do you go with a Mosquito? Do you pay, and then by the end of it, you end up with, a printer that costs an absolute fortune. And you get people that want that. There's people, Voron people, the people that are involved with Rat Rig, all that kind of stuff, and that's great. And I love all that. And I've got a Voron to build at some point, hopefully in December as well. So maybe you'll see that on the live stream. So don't have an affiliate link for that though. Just saying. Anyway, then there are people that just want a printer that just works, and Bambu Lab and Creality and various other companies that have produced printers that do work. And let's be fair, Creality wouldn't be in business if they didn't produce good printers some of the time, or most of the time. Oh, nice little like. Look at that. That is so weird. Like, how do I change that? That's what I want to know. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, so long story short here, guys, is that my values are very much about people, or in companies that I can see good things via. And to be frank with you right now, Two Trees and meeting one of the managers and speaking to the people there, they are really good people. Their heart is 100% in the right place. And having met them, spent a bit of time talking to them, I could really kind of understand where they were and what they ultimately wanted to do. So very, very impressed with that. The FL Sun, let's just touch on that just for a second. Now, I like FL Sun. FL Sun will be the first Delta company and the only Delta company that's ever worked with me back in the early days with the Q5. Now, I have an FL Sun Delta printer coming. I don't know if it's the T1 or the S1. I said, whatever the bigger one is. So whatever the bigger one is, it'll probably be that. So your first printer, you went for the 500, the full size R2 is your dream. Okay. So, like this guy here, sort of here, or that one there. You can't really see, can you? You can't really see in the bang. I'm going to have to lighten some stuff up here. So the idea of this room eventually will be, I'm going to take some stuff out. There's a big TV. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. I think there's a sofa in here. I'm going to just strip everything out of here and just have it as a recording room to do unboxing and streaming and all that kind of crazy stuff. Bambu Labs X1 Carbon is the best printer that I've ever owned and daily used. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think it's interesting that FL Sun went full into the Delta ecosystem. You know what? It was really weird because I interviewed them about that, and they said to me, it is our commitment, because they have done other printers. They've done bed slingers in the past, and they got into a trap with that. Then with the V400, they also had some issues with supply, COVID. The whole country was shut down. Everyone had to go home. Everyone was sick. You can just imagine how absolutely horrific that would have been. So long story short, there is, they bounce back, and hopefully these new printers, the new technology that they're using, they are also moving and having offices in Shenzhen. They're not currently based in Shenzhen. So that might be one of the reasons that they aren't maybe as quick to the market or as big as maybe they want to be. Let's remove that for a minute. So, but yeah, I'm hoping for good things. I know Ivan down there. I saw him at Formnext when I was in China as well, and met him very, very briefly. That's this is just so weird. It's I don't really know how I feel about that. I might just put that away for a bit. Yeah. So that's it. Any other questions? Are we going for anything else? We've still got a few. We're 2 hours into this. We've still got a few people watching. Yeah. So tomorrow, Zachary, what time are you streaming tomorrow, Zach? What time do you do? And I'll do it exactly the same time. I won't. I promise you I won't. P1P is going well. Let's just have a look at this real quick. That's looking good. These are good things. These are good things. It's around 8:30 my time. And how long do you stream for? At the beginning, I think Delta's got a bad rap because really should have used 30. We should have had 32s. No one wanted them, and now we're saying, yeah. I mean, that Q5 was still pretty cool. That little Q5 was still a good printer. I've still got it. I don't use it, but I've still got it. And the V400, the SR, I've got as well. I've got all of those printers, and yeah, I got it. Yeah. Again, they used at one point they used cloned Big Tree Tech boards as well. You know, there were a lot of things that they did wrong, and I think we're going to start seeing. You know, now Prusa has brought out a professional Delta. Is my electric bill enormous? So the printers I have in my house here with me right now, they will then go to the studio, which is at a different location, which is about, I don't know, 45 minutes away from here. So what I love about the Bamboo is that I can sit here and I can send prints to the print farm. I've got about 10 10-ish, 10, 11 Bamboo printers. And if I'm doing a project, then I can just send it, go to my work the next day, and then basically pick them up on the way through, which is super, super easy. My electric bill is not enormous though. Don't forget, you know, these are 24 volt. We're in a relatively warm house anyway. But no, it's not horrendous. It's not horrendous. It's not horrendous. 3D printers allow calm. I like car makes. Bamboo. I like Teslas. Guggen 2, you have to charge the Bata. Prusa, I like the Land Rover. Slow but go forever. Creative, etc. Yeah, Toyota cheap. Got it. Yeah, I mean, you're right, and I think people have taken back with the K1. If you get a good one, if you got a good one, I think you're going to have a good time with that. And again, it's the 300 they do. The max is, I mean, that extra bit of real estate. Chris, nice to see you, mate. I'm going to head off, I think, to don't forget, affiliate links are the Polymaker link. We'll be friends. But if you do buy a Bamboo Lab printer, I'll buy you a drink. That's my commitment. That's what I'm doing now. That's how we're rolling this out. The new FSN printers are like 2 times faster than the Bamboos, which is really fun. Yeah, I mean, let's see what the quality's like. You know, they have a reputation, and we know what that reputation's like. And dependent on what happens, you know, the proof will be in the pudding, so to speak. But you can obviously rely on me to review it and give it a fair review, and I'll probably do a live stream on it. So make sure you are liking and subscribing. Meanwhile, and just before I knock off and end this stream, I'm frantically looking for something to push here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Join me tomorrow where we upgrade a P1P to a P1S. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time.
Lights, camera, action, it's time to roll.